It's like a symphony of sound when your house is clean. Looking at a Bissell. We're digging into the grime of your floors with the Bissell Symphony Pet All-in-One Vacuum and Steam Mop Review. Welcome everybody to Spike Studio Product Review. We'll look quickly here in the studio and move to some live action. This is the Bissell Symphony All-in-One Steam Mop and Vacuum for pets. We've looked at other Bissell products before, so this is nothing new. They wanted to send us an update. We'll talk about what's in the carton, then we'll actually put it to use like we usually do and show you what turns out. What's good about this one is it'll actually steam clean or vacuum or do them both together. It works on sealed hardwoods, it works on tile, it works on linoleum. It tells you the variety of things in vinyl, things like that it can work with. Inside the actual box, we'll have the body of it, we'll have the base, we'll have the mop pads, I'll give you a couple of those, the steam boost tray, the pads, 4 of those for the steam, and then water cup and user's guide. You're able to throw away some of these that you don't want to keep the mess from, while other ones you're actually able to clean and wash again. That's a cool feature. Really like that. Packaging is really good, as from every Bissell we've ever done. The package has always been super solid. They put in good styrofoam, and they make it easy to assemble in most circumstances. So let's drop it down below camera angle real quick. Pull out the top part first, which will be, there you go, the actual mop piece. So as you can see, when you start doing some of the steaming and the vacuuming, this is on there. This is a washable for everyday messes, mop pads for any mess. So they make it disposable. I like that they do both of that, because sometimes you just don't want to throw things away and keep buying them over and over. That's the way they get you. We have another pad in here ready to go, an extra one, and then the unit itself. I should mention they also give you these in there. These are the Swifter Bissell. These are the steam boost pads. There's 1 per envelope included. There's 4 of those in there, your instruction book, and then lastly, the the actual product itself. We're just going to pull the whole thing out. It's going to look messy for a minute because it hasn't been put together. But this is what you're going to get. So we're going to assemble all this, and we're going to put it to good use. We'll let you know how hard it was, but it looks like it's going to be pretty straightforward considering the fact that they've already got everything pretty much attached with all the cords and everything ready to go. So look for it live. All right, so initial assembly took all of a couple minutes, actually, probably 2 or 3 minutes maximum. Special mental note. In the very bottom, there's another cardboard piece that's in there, and it looks like you've taken all the pieces out when you slide it out. Inside, folded up in that cardboard in the bottom, is your actual measuring cup that you use for filling everything up. So keep that in mind really quick. A couple other side notes about these and how easy it is to do things. The gray and white striped extra pad is noted for heavily soiled areas. These are the rewashable ones. The one that comes on it is more for everyday use, and we'll try not to hit the studio stuff right there. So everyday use, simple steam cleaning, things like that. Gray and white, heavily scrubbed areas. If you don't want to wash the pads or it's a big mess and you want to actually get rid of it quickly, you have this one with the disposable pads that go onto it. Here's the disposables. They give you 4 of those to start. So a heavy duty, a normal mopping, and 4 disposables. The disposable pads lock into place and they collect on the bottom. As you notice, there's a little steam boost side for you to do it on. There's always the foot pedal, which helps you do the release on the bottom so you can move it at different angles. So if you hit the steam boost, you'll see we'll actually push it down. There you go. So what I did is I hit the little foot lever on the bottom, and when you don't, it locks into place like every other one. There's also a couple different modes that are on here for the switches. On the top itself, on the vacuum, you're going to have a couple modes. You're going to have a high and a low, and you're also going to have the steam button for when you want to do a little bit of steam boost when you're out there. That's pretty cool. And then there's a vacuum button at the top. So vacuum and high and low are built into there, and then the handle itself has this trigger right there for the steam. So now that we've assembled it, we've got it working, we've got it looking nice, we've selected the pad, we're not going to use the disposable, we're going to use the washable. We're going to go live. So as you can see, we are all live and hooked up in the kitchen and plugged in. On the actual handle itself, you have 2 parts for the steam. You have the low and the high. Then you also have the vacuum button that's here and that's available. And then there's a trigger up underneath on the handle right here that you'll actually push to have the steam come out. So we're plugged in right now. So if I actually hit the handle right now, you actually see the steam, and you can hear the steam come out a little bit. It's on the end. The vacuum itself makes a decent amount of noise. Not too bad, but it all catches in the container there in the middle. So everything catches up in here for you there. There's also a foot pedal that's down on the very bottom, and if we take a look at the foot pedal, you can see that you've actually got to give it a little bit of push even still with your other foot, and then it works just fine. So we'll actually turn on the vacuum so you can hear it, and we'll do some steam on the floor that's here. So you can see the shine that's on the floor that's left over from it. Does a really good job in that portion. The pads are interchangeable on the bottom right now. We have one of the pads that are used to do the quick change and throw away. There's use the more aggressive pads for harder spots. They work fantastic. And then the water tank itself, not huge. You will get quite a good use out of it, probably, you know, most of your floor, but keep in mind that the tank will need to be refilled for the steam portion itself. So back down in the studio, thanking the Bissell for sending it over. What do we think overall? I think it was a pretty darn good product. It did a great job. It did a good job at both levels of steam. It really put out a lot of steam at the high level. The tank is not huge, so you'll get, of course, much shorter time out of that. The vacuum did a decent job. It was basically an all-around good tool to quickly get out, steam clean, vacuum up the kitchen floors, bathroom floors, and everything else. So I want to thank Bissell for sending it over, and it's another product review from Spike Studio.
So I finally took this out of the box to use it, and I think that is broken, but I put it in there. This is really the only thing that you have to assemble is this part. There's no screw or anything that goes in there, but I put it in. I thought it was in there, and I've been messing with this thing. There's something broken on this, which I think is that. Looks like it's broken off or something. It also looks like there is something like stuck in there. I don't really know, but it's like not going down all of the way. It's like being stopped by something. I don't know. I just took it out of the box and was cleaning my floor, and this thing came out. So if you pull hard enough, it comes out. So now I'm gonna have to send it back, which is a huge pain in the butt, and order another one. Hopefully it won't come to me broken. This is the second one that I've ordered that has broken on me. And I literally just took it out of the box. It's brand new. I don't get it. I really don't. I liked the first one that I got, but it didn't even last me a year. And I clean the floor about once a week. And it shouldn't have broke after a year. This works. Oh, it's not plugged in. Let me just show that it does work. So it does work, but the other one that I had that broke on me after a year of using once a week, which is crazy. So this is gonna have to go back. It's the whole cord is severed in there. So I'm going to say it's safe to assume I'm not the only person that's had it, and it looks like there's something stuck or bent in there. I don't know what it is. But there's either something not clicking or it's not going down all the way. I don't know. But it's not even like lined up with this or anything like that. I don't know. That's pretty annoying. When it works, it's good. I give it, you know, an 8 out of a 10. But there's always something wrong with them. Always. I'm always having to send back and reorder and send back and reorder.
use and gorgeous, clean on my floors. So this is our review of the Bissell Pet Steam Cleaner. My daughter is vacuuming our floor, and this is it. As you can see now, she's going to be vacuuming the area right here. So far, this is our first time using the steamer, and it's working very well, but you'll see in a minute. So what she's doing now is just starting it up. You can see the steam coming out.